Okay, so I'm only going to be using one brush today to achieve a full eyeshadow look. Now that might sound a little bit crazy, but I wanted to do something that basically anyone could achieve, and I think that using one brush will make that a lot easier for people, because a lot of times I'm using a million different brushes to do one eye look, and really it's not that hard, but I feel like I make it look way more complicated when I am switching up my brushes a ton. So I feel like we can achieve a good look together using one brush. So the brush I'm going to be using is my Sigma E25. It's hard to tell because it's rubbed off a lot, but this is just like the MAC 219. It's just a fluffy blending brush, and this is a natural bristle brush. Mine's a little bit stained from my eyeshadow. I should really probably clean my brush on flat. Whatever. So this brush I feel is very universal. Since it is fluffy, it's great for blending out color, but it also is tapered enough that you will be able to kind of get in there and add dimension and add colors on smaller parts of your eye. I just think overall, if you could only have one eyeshadow brush in your collection, this blending brush should be it. And I will link some down below that are similar to this, and this one as well. I'll just link a couple different ones at various price points so you can kind of see what I am talking about. And really, you could use any eyeshadow palette that you want. I'm just using my Morphe Bronzed Mocha palette, if it can stay up, because I just feel like it has a good variety of colors that I will want to use. So first thing I'm going to do, since I am going to be using a variety of different colors on one brush, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my brow bone first, since I don't want any darker color up there. I don't want any residue left over from my darker shades. Sorry, my nose really itches. For my darker shades to get on the part that we want highlighted. So I'm just going to take this lightest color and highlight my brow bone. My mirror's like so far away. Why am I reaching? Okay, so after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and apply my crease transition shade color. So I'm going to go in with this shade. And I'm just taking this on my brush and tapping out the excess and just applying this in my crease area. And I'm doing windshield wiper motions just back and forth like this, and then circular motions to really blend the product out so we don't have any harsh lines. And just for the record, I'm just really throwing together an eye look, but I want you guys to be able to see the technique that I'm doing, and that way you can apply it to any colors that you have in your own collection or any colors that you want to use. So just kind of keep in mind that I am not really creating a specific look. I'm just going for the technique, really. So I'll do my lightest shade for my brow bone, and then I'm going to go in with a mid-tone brown and apply this in my crease. Then I'm going to take this, it's a cool tone brown, but this reddy brown color, and I'm putting this on the flat side of my brush. So not the tip of the brush, not this way, but just one of the flat sides. And this is how you can really pack on pigment. But if you are wanting to blend something out or get more of a concentrated area, you're going to want to use the tip of the brush like we were doing with our crease. And I'm just going to blend this onto our lid. And I'm putting the darkest part of the shadow down close to my lash line, and then it's just going to be a gradient effect, and I'm just blending it up to our crease, to that transition color. Okay, and another tip is to just have a towel or something, like a paper towel or just a regular towel that you can kind of, I know this is so itchy, that you can just wipe your brush off with, and that'll help to just get rid of any extra eyeshadow on the brush, and it cleans it a little bit. It did do a pretty good job, so that'll also help for when you are going back and blending, that you don't have like this darkest color on your brush, because then when you go back to blend up here, it's just gonna get a little bit out of hand and you might have raccoon eyes. So having a towel or something to wipe your brush off with will help you keep everything clean, and it also just helps when you're only using one brush, so you don't have to worry about mixing all the colors. Alright, then I'm just going to deepen that up just a little bit, and I'm going to take this brown color right here, and this color I'm taking, since I want this to be in a more concentrated area, just my outer V, I'm taking this on the tip of the brush, and I'm just in circular motions working that in the outer corner of my eye. Just realized that my hand was up like this whole time. So that's just going to add a little bit of dimension and just make our eyes a little bit more smoky. And I'm just kind of in the habit now of wiping my brush off between every shadow. It just makes it easier, and like I said, it just helps keep your eyeshadow seamless and blended. Okay, now I'm going to go in with a shimmer shade, and I'm going to take this rose gold color right here in the middle, and I'm applying this on the flat side again of the brush, and I'm applying this on the inner third of the eye. Okay, so then I am just going to highlight my inner corner of my eye, and I'm gonna take the shade right next to the color we just used. I keep bending the freaking palette. And this is just a lighter rose gold shade. And actually, that wasn't very brightening. So I'm gonna go back in with the shade we used to highlight our brow bone. Okay, and then the very last step that I am gonna do, I'm gonna take the transition color that we used and put it on the very tip of the brush, and then I'm going to apply this on my lower lash line. And if you need to, you can even squeeze the tip of the brush like this and apply it, because sometimes I feel like I get it down really far on my eye, but also looking up helps a little bit too. But keeping it on the tip of your brush will help it to not get too far down on your under eye area, and keep it pretty much right under your, right on your lash line. And I didn't want to make that too dark because I feel like the outer corner and everything is already pretty smoky, so I just didn't want to leave my under eye bare, because then I don't know, kind of would feel scary. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my eyeliner, mascara, and I will be back. Okay, so this is the final product. Yeah, finished product, final product. This is the end result. I know that the eyeshadow is really not that exciting, but that wasn't really my main goal of this video. I really just did kind of like what I would do on an everyday basis, or if I just kind of a go-to look. but I really just wanted you guys to see how easy it can be to do eyeshadow like this. I feel like when I'm looking at eyeshadows or just anyone, it can look really intimidating, especially if someone has a million different colors and all this shading. It looks like it took them a really long time, but really it doesn't. And it can be super simple with only using one brush, so I wanted to show you that you only need one brush to get good eyeshadow. And even, let's see, where is it? My Real Techniques, what is this? Base shadow brush is just as good as this one. This one's a little bit longer, but they give the same effect. So even if you want a drugstore alternative, try this one out. But like I said, I will link the shadow. What? I will link the brushes that I used below and similar ones so that you can kind of have a little bit of variation there. But yeah, as always, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And what else? Don't forget to subscribe. And I act like there's like a lot of things I need to remember. There's literally 2 things. So don't forget to subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see y'all in my next video.